Hi friends, happy Sunday and happy Mother's Day. At City Light Kids, we are on a journey through the Bible. We read from God's Word every week because we believe that by reading God's Word, we can get to know the God that created us and that loves us and that died for us. So we started on our journey through the Bible at the very beginning in a book called Genesis, and now today, for the first time, we're all the way to a book called Joshua. So we're going to be in Joshua chapters 1 through 4, and our main point today that we're going to see in Joshua 1 through 4 says that God held back the Jordan River for his people to cross. So his people are the Israelites, and they had been wandering through the wilderness to get to this promised land that God had promised them. And they've had a few hiccups on the road because of their unfaithfulness, but we've seen that God has always been faithful for this whole time. So last week we said goodbye to their previous leader, Moses. Moses had died, and now God had appointed a new leader called Joshua. And I read in my Jesus Storybook Bible, some of you guys might have read from this book at home before too, that Joshua's name, it means the Lord saves. So it'll be cool to see how the Lord saves his people Israel and gets them into the promised land eventually. And it's also true for us that the Lord saves us because of Jesus's death on the cross and because he rose again, that we get to be saved and we get to spend eternity with Jesus too. So I love how God saves his people, the Israelites, but his promises are also true for us now that we get to be saved by him too. So here is our Bible story picture for this week. We can see what it might have looked like when the Israelites crossed the Jordan River. We're also starting a new unit, and every time we start a new unit, that's every couple of weeks, we start a new big picture question. And our big picture question for this new unit says, how can we glorify God? Remember that to glorify means to show honor or to worship or to show how worthy God is. So that's what it means to glorify God. And I want you to take a couple of seconds to be thinking. I'm going to count back in my head from 10, and you guys can think about ways that we can show God how much we honor him and how much we love him. Okay, so I'm going to count back from 10 while you think about that. Ready? 10. 3, 2, 1. Okay, thanks for thinking about that. And our big picture answer says that we can glorify God by loving him and obeying him. We know that we can get to know who God is by reading his word, and that's how we can love him and obey him, is by knowing him more. So yeah, and then also right after this video, I'm going to clip in a video of Jeremy doing our new key passage song too. So Jeremy's going to come up with that, and you guys can kind of try to sing along with that too, and then you'll watch our Bible story video for this week. So yeah, remember that our Bible story video comes from God's word. That means it's true. It's not like any other cartoon show that you might watch on your TV. This Bible story comes from God's word. That means it's true, and that means that God's word is living and active, so we can God can change our heart when we learn from his word. So I want to remind you to do your best to focus and to in your heart pray even right now and ask God that he would show you more of who he is like in our Bible story. I hope you enjoy.